Hello, West Buffalo Charter School family. As we prepare to reopen on Tuesday, January 19th, 2021 for our hybrid model, I thought it was important to share some updates as to our reopening part 2. As we did in the beginning of the school year, when making decisions to return to the building, we used 3 guiding principles. The first and most important, the health and well-being of our staff and students. The second, CDC, DOH, and SED guidelines were considered in making any decisions, as well as our third guiding principle, information that we have received from both our WBCS families and staff regarding preferences, likes, dislikes, etc. When we return, we will be following 2 learning models. The first model of instruction is the hybrid learning model, which is a combination of face-to-face instruction and virtual learning. The second learning model is the fully remote learning model, which is all virtual learning. We'll be following the same weekly schedule, meaning Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be in-school sessions for those assigned to hybrid. Thursday will be a day of remote learning for all students, and Friday there will be online assignments and posted lessons for teachers for students to work on independently. All students in grades K through 8 assigned to the hybrid model of instruction on or before the time of our pause, which was November 16th, will be welcomed back to the building on Tuesday, January 19th. Those assigned the fully remote model of instruction on or before November 16th that would like to return for hybrid instruction are asked to please complete the Google document that was shared earlier this week. Again, no promises can be made in honoring the requests. We must see how many students return on January 19th, as we are still bound by COVID-19 restrictions and guidelines. It's also important to note that when we resume instruction on Tuesday, transportation will not be provided. Transportation will not be provided for the entire school year. Our instructional hours will continue to be 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, again, will be face-to-face in-person instruction for those assigned to the hybrid model. Thursday will be remote instruction from 8 to 12, and Friday will be an independent work day. Small class sizes will continue to be held to allow for proper social distancing throughout the building. Use of masks is required when social distancing cannot occur, which include arrival, hallways, restrooms, dismissal. But the use of masks will be strongly encouraged at all times. On in-person instructional days, which again are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we will continue with temperature checks and screenings conducted at home and again upon arrival at school. There will be no cohort mixing. Students will stay with the same group all day. We will continue frequent cleaning, scheduled hand washing sessions, small group instruction, blocked core instruction time, and including social emotional learning within our daily lessons. On Thursday, the remote instruction day, the building will be cleaned. Instructional hours will take place between 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This opportunity allows students and families to continue to explore the online learning platform. It also provides time for small group instruction by the teachers. Curriculum extension classes will also be held on Thursday, as well as social emotional learning classes. Teacher check-ins will be scheduled with students, and office hours will be provided if families need to reach out to any staff member. Friday is the remote instruction workday. Students will be allowed to work at their own pace. Pre-recorded lessons by teachers will be posted online, and teacher check-ins will take place if necessary. For the teaching staff, Friday is a day for professional development sessions, team plannings, and faculty meetings. For those that have selected the fully remote learning model, This is again provided to all K through 8 students that are immunocompromised, live with someone who is immunocompromised, or whose families do not feel comfortable with face-to-face in-person instruction. Daily classroom instruction will be live streamed for students in the upper grades. Students will be required to participate during core instruction time. K through 4, this is about 4 hours of core instruction. Grades 5 and 6, it's approximately 5 hours and 25 minutes of core instruction. Grade 7th and 8th is 5 hours and 40 minutes of core instruction. Screen time breaks are also built in throughout the day. Again, assignments for remote learning model students will be posted and completed using the Google Classroom platform. In the event that Governor Cuomo issues an executive order or WBCS is forced to shut down again for a period of time, all K through 8 students will pivot and participate in remote instruction. Live lessons will again be provided by the teachers as they have been the last couple weeks. Assignments will be posted and submitted via Google Classroom. K through 8 again would be online approximately 8 to 12 Monday through Thursday. Friday would remain a student independent work day. Since our last reopening, some things have changed in regards to COVID-19 testing. Earlier this month, I shared information about the WBCS specific testing policies and procedures. Just as a reminder, WBCS is currently operating within an orange zone, which requires 20% of our staff and students to be tested monthly, no less than 5% per week. Based on today's numbers, we are required to test at least 80 staff and students over the course of a month. To complete testing, WBCS has obtained our own limited service license, or LSL for short, through the New York State Department of Health. We've received our shipment of COVID-19 rapid test kits. The tests are being stored in a secure location until the time of use. Health office staff will be conducting the testing unless they are rendered unable to do so, which at that time, we have another additional staff member trained in order to perform testing. I'm happy to report that this past Wednesday, we began our first round of testing and things went very well. I've included a video in the presentation that you may have already seen, but I encourage you to watch again with your child. It outlines our testing procedures and demonstrates what the procedures actually look like using a WBCS student and staff. Since our time together, there's also been new changes to the COVID quarantine procedures. Schools must continue to follow all mask requirements, all social distancing regulations, and staying home when sick guidelines. Schools will work with Erie County contact tracers to make decisions on quarantining classroom contacts. The school must now receive direction from Erie County regarding any asymptomatic students. We will wait to hear from the county contact tracers on which students need to be quarantined should they be exposed in the classroom. The quarantine period has shifted from 14 days to now 10 days. In sum, the new guidance outlines that anyone within 6 feet of a positive individual for 10 minutes or more must quarantine. Again, in terms of students quarantining, we no longer are required to quarantine the entire classroom. We would only be required to quarantine the individual that was 6 feet, closer than 6 feet, to a positive individual for 10 minutes or more. Again, quarantine directives will be given to us by the county. In addition to that, there's also new school closing metrics. A guidance memo was issued by the Erie County Health Department in early January. The process is quite complicated, but for those of you that are interested, I've outlined it below. We must count the number of positive cases both on and off-site within 7 days. We then need to divide that number by the number of on-site staff and students only. If that number is 3% or more, Erie County Health Department will recommend a 14-day closure. For those of you that may be trying to figure out what the magic number is, it's important to note that currently for WBCS, if we were to obtain 12 or more positive cases on or off-site, we would be forced to close for a 14-day window. Again, in the event that occurs, I'll be sure to reach out and let you know. As you all know, the 2021 school year continues to be a very challenging year. But I have no doubt in my mind that myself, the entire administration team, and the entire faculty and staff of WBCS are working tirelessly to make sure that this is a fun, memorable, productive year for all. And although challenging, we know we got this, WBCS. I look forward to seeing smiling faces on Tuesday. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out via telephone or email. Thank you. Stay safe, stay well. See you soon.